football team in Nebraska today. They've got one defeat against a top 25 football team. They were in the championship game last year, so you could definitely see that they have the makings to be somebody to make a run at it, no question. I think as you look at some of the things that we talked about doing, if we're going to be a successful football team, we've got to make sure that we capitalize in the red zone and be able to put points on the board when we get the ball inside the 25-yard line, making better plays and doing those types of things. And then defensively, we've got to continue to make strides on tackling better. We were just out physical at times today up front with Nebraska's offensive line and our defensive line. So we've got to continue to try to find ways to enable our players to be successful against seniors for returning offensive linemen that were more physical than we were today.
How hard was it getting down 17-0? I mean, big deficit on the road like that.
Yeah, that's always tough, especially when you come to Nebraska and you get down 17 points. But our kids, fought back. We had an opportunity to, put 3 points on the board, and then the safety, going in. Again, with the wind, the first opportunity down there in the red zone, of course, would have loved to. You got to get points in that situation, and we didn't. We didn't get any points. That would have been an easy, 3 points if we could have gotten at least 3 out of the situation. Wind enabled us to not do that, and then right before halftime, again, having 5 points on the board, another opportunity after the safety to get the football in position. We've got to be able to put points on the board there.
How hard was it with the wind today? How much was
the wind was a factor. I mean, there's no question about it. But they had the wind too. So I mean, we've got to be able to not use that as an excuse. But the wind was a factor today. There's no question.
The fumble by Donovan in the first quarter. How crucial do you think that might have been?
Again, it's the game of football is about controlling the football and taking care of the football. We've got to create more turnovers on defense, and we cannot turn the football over when you're playing a team that had an opportunity to play in December last year.
Did Nebraska's defense do anything different that you hadn't seen? You weren't able to get downfield things, more pressure. Is there anything different you saw there?
I don't think so. You can ask Bill that stuff, but no. I mean, looking from the sidelines, I gave him a couple pressure things out of the empty set that we knew that they would do. I think that we got to continue to work on getting ourselves open downfield and giving Nathan enough time to be able to throw the ball downfield.
Did Tommy Armstrong look like a freshman to you out there today?
He's a good football player. I knew he was after watching the South Dakota State game, and you can tell that he's been in the system for a year, and that he had progressed as he continues to play in their system.
Their offensive line, were you surprised with just how good they were?
They're big.
Saw on film? They're
big and physical. We knew they were big and physical. Heck, there's 4 of them back. I mean, so you knew they were a big and physical group. It didn't shock me that they were who they were.
You think that was an obvious call by Nebraska after winning the toss to make you go into the win first? What would you have done if you won the toss?
We talked about doing the exact same thing. I mean, it was something that with the wind, we definitely talked about it as a staff and talked about it as a team before they went out there.
Did you see anything about the way your team finished the game that you liked? Anything that seemed?
Yeah, I just talked to them about it. I mean, I think there was a point in the football game where we've got to get over that hump, and I think that as we progressed throughout it, and it comes from the senior leadership, it comes from our players that are pushing our younger football players to be better, and that's exactly what I told them. We've got to continue to progress forward. We're going to learn from this football game. We're worried about this the second quarter. We're 1-1 in the second quarter right now. We've got an opportunity to play a Wisconsin football team that was also in the championship game last year to end up this quarter. And our drive right now is to get our football team better.
wish you didn't have a bye week next week at all?
No, we just continue to work on what. Again, I'm worried about this football team, and that's all we're worried about right now is how can we progress and how can we get ourselves better.
Physically, if Nebraska is somewhat of a measuring stick, you know you're going to have them every year now, divisionally and all that. Can that be a good thing, to measure yourself against Nebraska up front?
Well, again, I mean, they've been here. We've got a bunch of young players on this football team right now. We will continue to get bigger, stronger as we progress, with our offensive line and with our defensive line. I mean, you're looking, that's what we told this football team. You're playing against a team that played in the championship game last year. The next opponent will be the other one. Okay, so you get to play back-to-back against the teams that were there at Lucas Oil last year. So, it's definitely a measuring stick, and it's definitely something that they look at and they say, okay, if we do these things right, maybe it's a different football game as we progress through this season.